Hello everyone and welcome to Freddy Cooks International Soul Food. If you are here again, my beautiful friends, you know I love you for watching. If this is your first time joining me, it's okay. Stick around, there's more. Today I am sharing with you a wonderful, unforgettable recipe for Cajun shrimp chicken fettuccine Alfredo. I'll tell you exactly what you're going to need. While you're free to use any of your favorite cheeses, of course there are no rules, I will suggest that you use at least one of those cheeses as an extra sharp cheddar. Here I'm using a white cheddar extra sharp Vermont. I'll also suggest that you use Italian 5-cheese blend, that's up to you, and a shaved Parmesan cheese. You're also going to need garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, Cajun season. You'll need olive oil and chicken powder if you can find a great blend of chicken powder. You'll need deveined and shelled shrimp. You'll need chicken breast, chopped green onions, chicken stock, and a stick of butter. If I didn't mention it before, you need a heavy whipping cream as well. Alright, so we will go ahead and get started. I promise you'll never forget this once you taste it. I am seasoning my chicken breast with salt. I'm not giving specific measurements. You just want to put salt on there. You don't want to put too much. Maybe about a teaspoon of salt will be fine. I'm using garlic powder. As you can see, I use garlic powder on both sides as well, with onion powder. Notice I am using one hand to touch my chicken and one hand to season. Now, here is the chicken powder. I got this from the store called Food Depot, but there's a heavy influence of Hispanics from the store. It's more like a farmer's market. So if you can find a chicken powder like this, it's really a blend of like Cajun seasoned salt, garlic powder, paprika, and crushed red pepper, then yes, by all means, that's what you're going to want to use. I'll give my hands a quick wash. Now let's continue. I'm adding some cracked black pepper, I just decided to use a little bit more salt. For these two chicken breasts, you know, you want to spread the salt all around, maybe about a half teaspoon of salt. I'm adding olive oil. And I actually am going to grill that chicken. It's so much flavor in the chicken if you grill it. I know you may think it's going to take too long, but you only have 2 chicken breasts. If you can just suck it up and grill your chicken breast, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe the flavor in this pasta. I use charcoal, but of course if you want to use hickory wood or however you choose to grill, I highly recommend you try for this recipe. So here's my shrimp. I've already deveined it and I've shelled it. Next time I will definitely get shelled and deveined. I was trying to get the biggest shrimp I could find and I didn't realize that it wasn't deveined already, but here's the process after I've deveined and shelled it. I've used some salt, used some garlic powder, a little pepper here. I am using some minced garlic. There's a little paprika. I'm not giving you measurements at all. If you are a cook, then you know exactly how much to use. You're seasoning your food like you normally would season it. I season pretty heavy and I season in each stage of the cooking process. However, I've just added some paprika and I've added some hot sauce and some parsley. And Cajun season, by the way. That was just a bag of shrimp, by the way. Just one bag of jumbo shrimp. And I'm also adding my chicken powder to this. Again, the chicken powder is just a mixture of the seasonings that I had just used. Now from the boiling water, I'm adding a little garlic powder for my noodles. And here I am using the fettuccine. Now, it's not the skinniest pack of noodles. If you use that little skinny pack of noodles, you're going to get about 1 to 2 servings. I would say about 2 servings. If you want 4 to 6 servings, or 4 to 8 servings, I should say, then you're going to use the next pack size up from the skinniest pack of noodles. You'll get about 4 to 8 servings. If you want 8 to 12 servings, you might need to use 2 of those packs and a much larger boiler to boil your noodles. So moving on from here, it's time for the fun part, making the cheese sauce. I'm starting with it's going to end up being about a half a stick of butter and over a low heat flame. I started my heat a little bit at medium just to warm the pan up, but it's very important that you use low heat so your butter does not burn. Low heat. I'm stirring in about, I think that's about 1/4 of a cup of flour. Just stir it in over the low heat with a whisk. And you see how smooth it became. About, what is that? Half a tablespoon of garlic. Use how much you want. I love garlic, but that's about a half tablespoon. I probably could have used a little bit more. Could have gone with a whole tablespoon. Now I am going to add chicken stock. This is going to end up being about a cup of chicken stock, but I am stirring it in slowly. You're gonna have your heat, continue to have your heat at a, medium to low heat, low to medium. All right. This is your heavy whipping cream, about a half a cup. Now it's time to season. Add a little bit more butter for whatever reason, I don't know. Again, you're gonna need about half stick to 3/4 of a stick of butter. Here is my extra sharp. I only use a half. That's about 4 ounces of the block. I really would prefer you use the block cheese. It's a lot fresher, and to help melt it, I've just kind of cut it into some pieces there. Next time I am going to use the entire block, the entire 8 ounces. So of course you melt that in, and then you come with your other cheese, a shredded cheese. I used about 2 cups. I'm sorry, that was a whole cup, maybe a little bit more. That's a half a bag of cheese I've already used there. That's the Italian 5 blend. The 5 cheese Italian blend. You're going to want to stir until it's smooth. So don't be afraid to stir. You also want to keep your sauce moving, because at any point it can stick to the bottom. You don't want your cheese or your milk to stick or scorch. Adding my shaved Parmesan cheese. And by the way, this recipe is going to make you about 4 to 8 servings, so that round aluminum pan that I showed you at the very beginning of this video, you're going to end up getting 2 of those pans with this recipe. So if you don't want that much, you may want to cut this in half. There is hot sauce, about a tablespoon of hot sauce. Your favorite hot sauce. I suggest Louisiana. Do what you want to do. Garlic powder. A little black pepper, just a little black pepper there. I am adding a little sugar and a little salt. You're going to use about a teaspoon, maybe about a half teaspoon actually, of the ground dried mustard. And stir. My noodles have been drained. I'm going to add a little garlic powder and salt to my noodles. Again, I layer the flavor on everything. Makes it so flavorful and delicious, by the way. Adding some chopped green onions. It's just about 1/8 of a cup of chopped green onions to the sauce there. I'm adding some crushed red pepper to the sauce. This gives it a little color, little depth, along with a little kick, a little spice. There's some some cayenne pepper. I did not mention that in the beginning. This is going to give you more of a Cajun and more of a spiciness to it if you prefer your pasta a little spicy. Add your little cayenne. And that chicken, oh, I could just eat that chicken right now. Oh, it looked so good. Actually, it was delicious. So I got my chicken off the grill. And of course, all the juice that it made, I make sure to put it back on the chicken. Because, you know, chicken breast has a tendency to get dry really quickly. So any moisture that I can obtain, I use it. So after getting the chicken off the grill, I am actually wrapping it and letting it sit for a while in the foil. That lets the juices come back together in the chicken so that it'll be as moist as possible. In that skillet I have, the little round skillet, I have a little butter, parsley, little crushed red peppers, and I am just pouring it on the shrimp. I grill the shrimp too, but I would recommend that you saute it. Saute it in butter, garlic, and parsley. If you saute it, it'll be a little juicier than if you grill it. Next time I will do that instead of grilling it. But yes, I just poured a little butter on it just to give it a little bit more moisture. And there is the juice from the chicken after I had let it sit for a while. So again, I'm going to use that to pour over my chicken once I slice it. The chicken was so delicious. Oh my gosh. I actually want to go out right now and grill some chicken. That's what this is making me want, some grilled chicken right now. Look at that. Okay, so I'm getting all of my chicken sliced up for my dish. And I'm just putting the juices that came off the chicken, I'm putting it back on the chicken. You can probably barely see it there, but yes. Now, here's the sauce. Doesn't it look good? Yes. Adding my noodles, my fettuccine to the sauce, and I'm going to stir it up and mix it up good. Doesn't that look delicious? Oh my gosh. Look at that cheese. Oh my gosh. Adding a little parsley here. This gives it a little color, a little bit more throughout. And some crushed red pepper. As you can tell, I love to cook. Can you tell? Huh? Adding my chicken and my shrimp. Do you think this is an easy recipe? Seems to be pretty easy to me. I hope you're not too timid to try it. It's definitely worth it for sure. And the thing about making your own pasta at home, you can add as much meat as you want. You can make it as flavorful or as cheesy as you would like. You don't have to be disappointed. It's your thing. You can do exactly what you want to do with it. Now, so as I mentioned, you're going to get 2 of these pans with the recipe that I just made. Depending on how hungry and how greedy you are, this pan may be enough for you only, or you can share it with a friend. Or family member, whoever. Your spouse, your cuddlebug, your smoochy boochie, you know who you want to share this with. It makes a lot. You don't have to be hogging it all to yourself. Can you eat this whole pan of pasta yourself? I don't know. It took me 2 sittings to eat this pan. So you could probably get about 3, even 4 servings, depending on how big your servings are. If you're only eating pasta and salad, maybe I would say that's about a good 2 servings. For an appetite like mine anyways. So of course I'm adding the shaved parmesan and the 5 blend on top. There's some extra shrimp there. I want to add a little on the side there. Garnish it with a little crushed red pepper and chopped green onion. And you can sprinkle a little cayenne on the top too if you like to. But this is done. Of course, your cheese will melt from your cheese sauce. There it is. Such an easy recipe, so delicious. Thank you so much for joining me, Freddie Cooks International. Soul food. Try it. You're gonna love it, I promise.